Hi guys, good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to my channel. Uh, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So I wanted to share something that happened to me and my family earlier this week. So my son is 4 and he goes to a local elementary school. He's in pre-K. And on Monday, this past Monday, April 24th, his cousin, who picks him up from school 3 days a week, went to pick him up and he was not there. School lets out at 2 and she calls me at 2:40 and she said, "Hey, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing here, but they can't find Lewis." Right? My son's name is Lewis. So I said, "What do you mean they can't find him? School let out 40 minutes ago." Um, she said she doesn't know, they can't find him. So the first thing I did was I called Dad, since I was not the one who dropped him at school. So I called Dad and I said, "Hey, did you drop Lewis off at school this morning?" He said, "Yes, I did. The teacher wasn't there. He had a substitute." I said, "Okay, cool. They can't find him. And, um, his sitter is there to pick him up." So before I start panicking, I called him first. So I said, "Okay, let me call her back." And maybe, he had a substitute teacher, so maybe they merged the classes and they're somewhere, right? I don't know, but I know my daughter went to that school and having experience with raising a child that would have been through that stage, you kind of get an idea of like sometimes how the school thing works. So I'm like, okay, call her back. She said, they said he's supposed to be in the auditorium for late pickup. And she went to the auditorium and he wasn't there. So I said, "Okay, find me someone to talk to." In the background, I could hear someone talking to her. She had me on speaker. This was 2:40 in the afternoon. So someone was walking up to the phone and talking. They got on the phone. They're like, "Hey, Mom." I asked who it was. They said it was a parent coordinator. She identified herself as a parent coordinator. She was like, "Hey, Mom, oh, is this the person that picks up Lewis?" I said, "Yes." She's like, "She picks him up every day." And at this point, I'm already getting frustrated because it's 40 minutes past the hour of the time that he gets out of school, and you're asking me what I see as nonsense questions. Okay. So I said, "Yes, this is the person that picks him up." She picks him up 3 days a week. She then proceeds to ask me if the person's on that little blue card. Now, those of you who have kids in public schools, um, they have that blue card that says who can pick the child up and who cannot pick the child up, okay? Everybody's on the blue card. People live in the Bronx, people live in North Carolina, people live in Virginia. Everyone in my family who may pick up Lewis, even though I know it probably won't happen, they're on the blue card, okay? In case they come into town, they're like, "Oh my God, where is my nephew? I want to see him. Can I pick him up?" They're on the blue card, okay? So I said, "Yes, she's on the blue card." She's like, "Okay, okay, okay. I know where he is. He's in the auditorium. I'm going to go get it." She never came back. 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later. So now I'm pissed. Now I'm pissed and now I'm worried and now I'm starting to get nervous, okay? And for those of you who have an intimate relationship with me, meaning for those of you who really know me and me and you reason, y'all know I struggle with anxiety. So this would be something that sends my anxiety through the roof, and I'm at work in the city and I'm trying not to lose my shit. So while I'm talking to her, to the person who picks him up, and the parent coordinator is off to Neverland to go get my son from the auditorium, which must have been, I don't know how many miles away. My husband is blowing up my phone. So now it's 3 o'clock. Okay, I called the main office, and the person who picks up the phone in the main office is someone I've met before because she's the person who registered him for school. And so I asked for the principal. I said, "Can I speak to the principal?" She said, "The principal is not available." I said, "Well, if the principal is not available, who is in charge when she's not there?" She said, "Well, it's not that she's not here. She's walking the halls." I said, "Well, can you reach her because my son is missing?" She said, "Okay, call back in 5 minutes." She did. She said, call back in 5 minutes. So I'm like, okay, call back the person who was there to pick him up. I said, did the parent coordinator come back? She said, haven't seen hide or hear of her. So now I'm freaking out. Um, I'm freaking out. So I'm like, okay, his dad's blowing up my phone. I said, all right, let me call you back. So I call his sister, my daughter who's 17, who goes to high school in a different part of Queens. I know she gets home at 3 o'clock. So I called her and I said, hey, I need you to go by the school. Lewis is missing. I need you to go down there and join your cousin who's there to pick him up. You have a picture of him. I'm gonna call the cops. So wait there until the cops come, because now it's an hour. It's like 3:05. As a matter of fact, it was exactly 3 o'clock on the dot when I called my dad. It was 3 o'clock. And she said she okay. I said, okay, go, because you have pictures of him. So go to the school, wait there for the cops to come. I'm gonna call the cops. I get off the phone with her. I called 911. I told them what the situation was. Now I'm describing the last thing my son had on. Now, I didn't get him dressed that morning, but I know usually what he wears to school, the dark blue pants, he wears the same sneakers. We never change his sneakers for that same reason. The hat, the jacket, what he looks like, his hair color, his height, his weight. And as I'm giving the dispatcher that information, I'm getting emotional right now. I started breaking down because I don't know if a lot of people see what's happening. I know it's happening around the country, but specifically here in New York City, especially in the Bronx, on average, there's 7 kids a day that goes missing, and it should be more of an epidemic more than inflation, but it's not. It's not on front page news. It's not talked about. There's no documentaries because it's happening in the Black and the brown communities. That is my opinion, and I'm not gonna change it. So they don't care that our babies are missing. So I'm losing it with the dispatcher, and she was compassionate. She had empathy. She waited. She was like, it's okay, take your time, because I'm trying to get out, telling her what my son looks like. So I get off the phone with them. I call my husband back, told him that I call 911, and I call back the school office, and the person in the office said to me, I said, hi, this is the parent with the missing child. I need to speak to the principal. Did you get a hold of her? And she says to me, mommy, don't worry. Your son is fine. He's in a building somewhere. Now I'm pissed. I said, do you have eyes on him? Can you see him in your peripheral? She said, no. I said, then don't tell me that my son is fine. Where is my son? Find my son. I already called the cops. Where is the principal? I hung up on her. I don't know what she said after that, because now I'm losing my shit. And I'm shaking. My anxiety is through the roof. Now I'm trying to hold on because my phone is blowing up. My husband is calling me nonstop. As you guys know, we own a flower shop, so he's there. He was out making deliveries. He said, I'm not making these deliveries. I'm going to the school. I said, you have to make the deliveries. Like, people are waiting for their deliveries that they already paid for. I'm on top of it. I called the cops. I called the main office, not getting a hold of nobody. His sister is on her way to school. She's probably there by now. His cousin's there. I'm going to call them back. So I called them back, and they told me the cops wasn't there yet. Okay. So now I'm packing up my shit so I can leave work, and it's 3:15, and I am freaking out because every minute that passes when your child or a child is missing is precious. He is 4. And as smart and bright as he is, I know he's scared. Okay? Now, we are over an hour since the school, since my son is missing, and I heard nothing from the school. I haven't heard back from the parent coordinator. I haven't heard back from the principal. I haven't heard back from the office. I'm walking across the hall to tell my supervisor that I am leaving the building because my son is missing and my legs are jelly. Okay, my legs are jelly.